welcome to another episode of Soapcast. I'm Mark Donica.
I'm Robby Shuttleworth.
Robby's my guest tonight, and I like the idea with the Soapcast. I'm just going to keep having a revolving second chair. There might be familiar voices, there might be new voices, but Robby and we've been friends for a long time. Heathen.
I'm such a heathen.
Mm-hmm. And we were both watching the E3 conferences with I was going to say heavy heart, which I guess is true when we talk about Xbox.
Yeah.
But very vigilantly, Robby works on a site called the Futon Alliance. Tell the folks at home a little bit about the Futon Alliance.
The Futon Alliance is pretty much a brainchild of a couple of friends and I, or mostly a couple friends and I was brought into the project. It is what we call your source of news in all things geekery and nerds, so gaming and movies and conventions and comics and all that jazz.
And literature too.
And literature, because I like to read and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just do all that stuff, and I was covering E3 for the site because no one else decided to step up, and I went, hey, let's go ahead and take care of this. So I was watching very closely on every single of the conferences on day 0.
Yes, and then which was most of them.
Which most was, yeah.
And luckily Nintendo's was just pre-recorded anyway.
Yeah, which I appreciated.
Anybody could go back
and watch it.
And one of my favorite things about Nintendo is, like, right after it was released, they had all of that content release on their channel.
Yeah.
They took all of the trailers that they showed and released them separately all at once, which is another advantage of them just having a pre-recorded thing in the first place.
Yay, internet.
I'm just, oh shit, I'm still getting over my cough.
The voice for a minute from different other things.
And all of a sudden, snakes in the Middle East. And,
Yeah.
and it's not weird, it's just new.
Yeah.
So
We'll
we
see
just
what
have to get
goes
used
on.
to it.
Yeah. But it was a good, strong opening thing. It got people going, oh my gosh, they're starting off with games right away. Oh, look, this is something that's been discussed recently. Let's show you guys.
Mm-hmm. And they started with things that weren't necessarily first-party, ones that are going to be multi-system. They tried showing Battlefield 4, which was fine. The gameplay, or not the gameplay. They tried showing us Battlefield 4. Didn't work at first, but what we saw was cool. Now, Battlefield used to be sort of exclusive content for Sony, and now it's going over to Xbox One, which is a smart move.
Yeah.
EA knows their audience.
There's a lot of crossing over going on, which is something that is good for people who enjoy all types of systems. But I personally like the fact that some games stuck to one console, some games stuck to another. So we'll see how that plays out.
Very much so.
With different games. But I think that Battlefield part of the presentation was one of the most awkward parts of the presentation.
They didn't have anything to cover them.
Yeah,
which was very
strange. The guy was standing on stage with nothing happening, and the crowd was.
It's a live show.
Yeah,
when we talk about Sony, a similar thing sort of happened. But just a quick rundown, if there's anything we want to talk about. Dead Rising 3 they announced that it's going to be exclusive to Xbox One, but it looks really boring.
Yeah. I couldn't even finish the first one.
Oh yeah?
So I got stuck in the mall.
And now it's open world and bigger stakes. It's cool that you get cars.
I don't know.
It looks okay. It looks really brown, which I was hoping that we would get away from going into a new generation. Rise, Son of Rome looks like Xbox finally has their God of War.
I was really impressed with that because I like, Roman mythology and Roman all that stuff. So I'm like,
too.
Sweet, let's bang on some shields and go kill some people. So
no, it looks cool, but it reminded me too much of God of War.
Okay, yeah. See, I have no experience with the God of War games.
Okay, God of War with a lot of the bigger enemies, you have to take them down with a QuickTime event. And in the demo, they were showing only QuickTime event. They said there was going to be a lot of hack and slash.
Yeah.
But the way that you're running around with an army, it makes it seem like Dynasty Warriors as well. So it doesn't look like a totally original idea, but it's hard to have a totally original idea these days. I'm gonna hold my criticism until I see more.
Exactly.
But unlike Robby, it didn't impress me. Forza Motorsport 5.
Forza Motorsports.
Always fun to say. Always hard to say. But it looked like more Forza.
Yeah, more driving. Cool. Good to be in a car.
It looked pretty. Titanfall looked awesome. Yeah. It looked like they showed more at the EA conference. But I was gonna be sad because they weren't specific about what consoles it was going to. Then I heard it was coming out for Xbox 360, and I said, "Oh, cool, great." Then I heard it was coming out for PC, which is like good.
Yeah,
even more so. Respawn, I think, like Battlefield kills on the PC.
Oh yeah.
And I think Respawn has a chance to make it really pop and shine, and more people might go for it on PC than Xbox One.
Because there's still a huge population of PC gamers that will eat these games up.
I saw a great picture of from The Simpsons. Remember the knife fight in international waters?
Yeah.
All of the human characters had PC on their face, and then the two monkeys were Xbox One and PS4, which is true.
Yeah,
all the PC gamers was like, fuck it, I still got a PC.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. But I'm happy that TitanFall is coming out for 360.
Yes.
If anything, that's what I would get it for, even though they kind of rumored the other day that they're considering bringing it to PS4, which would be a smart move.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Project Spark. Which is Little Big Planet-y, Skylanders-y ish. Like, it looks interesting. I saw an interview on Rev3 Games with one of the game directors, and there's a lot more to just building the land, but that's what they showed.
Yeah.
And they did say also that you can do as much with a controller as you can with just voice command.
Okay.
Well, they also said there's going to be a PC client where you can edit levels on PC and then send them to your Xbox and play them on the Xbox.
Okay, see, now that's cool, because someone, won't really... I wouldn't want to spend all that time sitting in front of my Xbox going, okay, I want to make a mountain here. I want to put a building here.
And saying that because you're using Kinect.
Xbox One, put that... I don't want to do that. So if they have that PC client, I'm a huge Sims fan. Hey, I'm going to build a mountain.
Definitely.
So it'll be interesting that they can have that connection and work interchangeably with each other.
I wish they could have shown that more in the public setting as opposed to just in interviews.
Just announce it and say, hey, this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Our old friends Insomniac came out with Sunset Overdrive, which looks like fun.
Oh my gosh, I want that game already.
It looks like, what was it called? There was that Batman shooter, the team shooter.
Oh.
Gotham City Imposters.
Yes.
It looks like that, but a little bit more fun and colorful.
I mean, I love Insomniac because of everything they do. And this trailer I was glued to the screen. I mean, the trailer showed a vinyl record gun that shot vinyl records. I was in at the vinyl records.
Dude, Insomniac has always been a great weapons manufacturer in game.
Oh my gosh, yes. So I'm looking forward to that. Sign me up for it already.
Definitely. We saw the very silent Crimson Dragon trailer, which looked cool.
And it got the most applause
out
of a lot of the games.
They were like, yeah, cool! Like, that people decided to be comedians and shout, just like, oh, cool, dragons doing it, but...
Has any footage of that with the sound come out yet?
Like, I haven't looked for it.
I didn't make a point to go look for it, because I mean, it was cool...
But I just haven't heard anything
I haven't heard anything about it.
Because they just showed a trailer. They didn't have anybody come out and talk about it. There's D4, that mystery game.
Oh,
they didn't
stick with me.
No, me either.
I can't even...
Like, I wrote it down so that I could remember it.
I'm trying to recall it, and I can't even recall it.
They just showed a video package.
Huh.
Just like with Below.
Yeah, that one too.
I don't know what any of the gameplay is.
No.
It's just, oh, that's a cool trailer. Yeah. Something's happening underground.
Yeah.
Minecraft again.
Everything has Minecraft now.
If I could download it, if I could download the one that I got on Xbox, if I could just transfer that and my world to the Xbox One, then I'd be a little bit more down for that. Sorry, no, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just say Minecraft seems more of something that needs to be at a PC. I envision it as a PC game. I'm not going to sit with my controller. Okay, I'm gonna X build a house or X pickaxe.
It's hard.
Yeah,
it's not hard, but it's different and it doesn't sort of fit. If they had made pre-rendered worlds with adventures that you can go on, that would be one thing. Yeah. But you lose a lot of the customization that people can do online. And I got it because I had extra Microsoft points and a bunch of my friends had it, and I barely go on.
Yeah.
I forgot about Halo, as most people did. Master Jawa.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like, you didn't have to put... He's in a full suit of armor and a cloak.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's the desert, but there's got to be some sort of cooling system in there.
I mean, it was just... The cloak was merely for a reveal. That's all it was for.
Which was dumb. Like, the monster came up and I was like, that looks like something... Oh, okay, there he is.
It was expected by people to be there, and just it showed up. Everyone's like, okay, another Halo.
Oh, there it is. It was more of like, oh, there it is, as opposed to what, which was everybody when the Killer Instinct promo came up.
Yeah. Killer Instinct.
Oh, Killer Instinct. If you can go back on my Twitter and find how much I freaked out because it was either going to be that or Banjo-Kazooie, where I've been like, fuck, I need an Xbox One.
Oh man, if it was Banjo-Kazooie,
that would have been even more telling. Like even more so of just like, fuck you. But how the mighty have fallen.
Oh my gosh.
So much has come out about, or not so much, but enough.
Enough has come out about a Killer Instinct that is making it
so unappealing. They're so dumb. I've got a quote here from the producer of Microsoft Studios, or a Microsoft Studios producer, Torrin Reddig. They announced that Killer Instinct is going to be free to play for Jago, just Jago. The quote is, we wanted to do something disruptive. We want to do something that took into consideration how most people play fighting games. Most people who play fighting games aren't even going to play half the characters. Why not just let them play the characters that they want? You're a fucking idiot! Because most people... I was talking to Andrea, who isn't a gamer.
Yeah.
She plays games, but she isn't a gamer.
Yeah.
I told her about this just because she's like, what'd you do tonight? But either way, I told her about this, and she said... You have to play all of the characters to figure out which character you want to play.
You can't just go, okay, here's one character. Oh, okay, I guess I'm going to stick as that character. This whole mentality of, we're going to give you one character to play, and the rest, if you have a character that you like, and you remember, you have to buy that character. Mm-hmm. There's no reason that should happen. If this game is launching digital download day one. Day one. You should be able to access all of the characters and be able to figure out which one you want. Maybe if they, put some out there.
Yeah, like, not just one. Yeah, even with Marvel vs. Capcom, I think they had 6... Marvel vs. Capcom 2, they had 6 characters that you could demo with, and as if anybody needed to... I mean, it was Marvel vs. Capcom and people would trust it and buy it anyway, but still, the implications that has upon the game is that, okay, if you like this character, then every other character is going to be very similar.
Yeah.
That's definitely not the case, because Saberwolf and Glacius and all the different Killer Instinct characters play really differently. Mm-hmm. So to imply that people are dumb enough to think, oh, well, this is just going to be like the rest of the game, is really stupid. And I think that also tells, oh, we're going to make it free to play, that they don't have a lot of trust in the product to... They're just like, ooh, Killer Instinct, people have been wanting this, we could put it out, we can make money.
Exactly. It's a call to gamers who used to play it on their older systems, trying to bring it to a new system to bring all those people there, even when there's not much product, there's not enough oomph for it.
Just like in Killer Instinct, this one looks like it's going to be a combo breaker.
Oh my gosh.
That was bad, but
you had to do that.
I did. So my excitement for Killer Instinct has waned. Mm-hmm. I think a couple of people who are still going to get an Xbox One, and I guess I'll try Jago.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Bad move on that part.
They announced a new Xbox 360 model, which I feel so sorry for any kid who asks for an Xbox One over Christmas, and their mom gets confused and gets the one that looks really close to it.
Because they decided to make it closer to what the Xbox One looks like.
Which was a really dumb idea.
And putting it out, I think it's already available. They said
it was available the day of the conference.
You know what? If you're launching a new system, you don't go put out another version of a system that you have.
Exactly. Sony did that I think they did that during holiday season. Was the last time they put out a new console, and they didn't announce one in their press conference.
Yeah.
Even they said when they said Grand Theft Auto 5 bundle during the conference, I went, they're putting out a new system. Headset. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But this is just dumb.
It's not a good choice, especially there's all the talk recently about Xbox Ones need to have an always internet connection that has to check in every 24 hours. Microsoft came out and said, if you don't have that always on connection, here's the brand new 360 that doesn't need it. So
just buy a 360.
Yeah, they're telling people, if you don't think you can have the internet capability, which, keep in mind, a lot of people don't.
Soldiers!
That's
been they said that they're working on a system for soldiers, but it's like, why wouldn't you think about that in the first place?
Yes.
That's been my argument against the Xbox One. I mean, everybody says 2, 4 against, whatever, but at some point, the Xbox One is going to be something that's going to be consumer friendly. It's not right now.
It's not right now.
But Eventually it is, and more people are going to get it. But right now the argument is about what to get at launch for the next generation. And Xbox is failing and floundering miserably.
And then just to put the stamp of approval on there, you've got the...
$500. $500 fucking dollars.
Day one price, $500. There is no reason that you should drop $500 on a system. Yes, there are the people who are going to come back and say, but wait, the older systems at launch were $400, $500.
Well, I mean, PS3 launched at $600 and did horribly.
Yes.
So they went, oh, okay, we'll just knock 100 off that and it'll be the same. No! The fucking economy has changed and gotten worse.
Yes.
So having something relatively similar, people, they're trying to make it different by going, oh, it's $499, just so that you don't hear $500.
No, I heard $500.
We're not dumb.
I know
$500 fucking dollars.
I know what tax it is. It's going to be like almost $600.
It's going to be like, well, in California, it's going to be like $540, $550.
Yeah. And then buying a game, you're going to drop...
Oh, but you can go free to play with
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct Day 1. So just download demos.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right. It's almost kind of a slap in the face saying, here's all this stuff. You have to be online, and let's take your $500 from you.
I think one of the pros that first party Xbox or just Microsoft as a company did was they're taking the step, even though albeit it's short term, to make Xbox Gold like PlayStation Plus. Yeah. One of the arguments that has always been about the paid subscription model is when PlayStation Plus came out, everybody was like, oh, if only Xbox would come out with games that you can add instantly. And then when then the opposite coin was, if only PlayStation would have dedicated servers for their multiplayer along with the free games. So now the two services are essentially the same. At least for the next couple of months, Xbox is going to be giving Xbox Gold members free old games. They started with Fable this week.
Yeah,
Fable 3.
I saw it was I was on Reddit and someone was like, this is not a joke.
Yeah, Fable 3
is free.
I went and downloaded it. I don't know if I'm ever going to play it, but I'm going to have it.
I mean, I have it on disc, so I don't need to download it.
Oh,
okay. But I'm like, but then at the conference they announced that it was the
Assassin's Creed
2 was free,
and Halo 3 were going to be the first two. Now, I mean, they are old. They're relatively old, but I haven't played Halo 3, and if they have the multiplayer servers up, I'd be willing to give it a go. And Assassin's Creed 2 was one of the best games of this past generation.
So go ahead and that's fantastic. Go download it. I agree
Thanks,
with that.
Microsoft, but fuck you.
The one strong thing that the Xbox One does have going for it is they do have their dedicated servers. They've got like a bunch of servers for the multiplayer when on PlayStation they don't.
They don't for PlayStation 3 at least.
So we'll have to see what happens when PS4 comes out if they roll out some dedicated servers, because I know that's going to make or break a lot of people in playing multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean that's why people pay for Xbox Live, not just I have to play multiplayer. They pay for the servers.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, I've never had a problem connecting on servers on multiplayer on Xbox 360.
I have in most recently Halo 4.
Okay. See, I
but
haven't played the
that's really it. That's really it. That's all I play.
Okay.
Like see, I beat the first chapter of the story mode and went, oh, let's just go back.
I like the story mode.
I've never been a big Halo guy. I've always played the multiplayer, and I really enjoy it. But, the music's nice.
So nice. I'm a musical score fan. So,
oh no, totally. Yeah. I saw a confession bear today that was, I play video games for the music, and I was like, oh yeah, I can see that.
Kingdom Hearts.
We'll get there. Oh god.
Calm yourself. Let's keep going.
We got a couple to get through before we get to Sony, and that's EA showed a lot of stuff, a lot of sports, but they showed Plants vs Zombies: Garden Warfare, which looks like fun.
Which looks like fun.
It looks cool.
I've never played a Plants vs Zombies game.
Me either.
I have friends who say it's the most fun you'll play on your phone. Which they
phone have or iPad or 3DS, or I think you can get it for the Vita or PlayStation Portable.
But this multiplayer version that they showed looked so cool.
Really fun and engaging.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there, I was laughing along with, the antics of, there was a disco zombie boss, which I'm like, hey.
I like the idea of, like, a, what was it, a garlic drone or an onion drone?
It was a garlic drone.
Like, I mean, we're going through a lot in terms of, like, in the country with drones and stuff, and I was like, I mean, that's good satire, but risky satire in a Plants vs. Zombies game, but I like that.
Yeah,
it makes it look really fun.
Yeah, it looked fun. I was engaged by it. I'm not going to run out and go buy it, but I'll look at people playing it.
And they said it was Xbox 360 and Xbox One. They didn't mention anything
they didn't
about
mention anything
PS4,
about other
PS3.
systems, no.
Peggle 2 also.
Yeah! Go look up that kid.
Dude.
That guy was so happy.
Uppercut. Star Wars Battlefront, they showed that they're making it.
Yes.
Did you ever play one?
I played bits and pieces of something.
Me too, but it was fun.
It was fun.
Especially like the different troopers, or you pick a Jedi, and it's like, I'm going to tear everybody up.
And the internet went crazy.
That's what everybody was hoping for.
Yeah.
But then everybody went, no gameplay. This fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Need for Speed. Looks okay.
More pretty cars.
It's just more pretty cars.
And a movie.
And the movie with Aaron Paul. Pretty cars on screen.
Yeah.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Which a lot of people are also happy for.
But I mean, they said 2014. And everybody went, shit!
Yeah.
The wonderful Claudia Black doing the VO for that lovely trailer. Spurts! NBA Live 2014, Madden 25, FIFA, UFC. Cool.
That UFC presentation was so awkward.
It was so bad. They wasted so much time.
My gosh.
I mean,
I get it. UFC,
they had 11 games and they had to spread it out, but...
And UFC has a huge presence, in the United States right now. But there was no reason to have the owner up there and the two champs.
Dana White essentially said everything that was said in the trailer in the VO.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't see gameplay from... Or we didn't see gameplay. We saw in-game footage.
Yeah.
But not actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Which was unfortunate because the graphics look nice.
Yeah.
But it looks like just cutscene or intro cinematic.
Yeah. And all the talk about the sports games, how they're talking, they did all this next level technology that make you, more in command of movements and everything.
They didn't show anything.
They showed just like a set footage of it, but they didn't show actually anyone playing it to control that. Mm-hmm. My first question was, okay, you've created this in-game engine to do all this stuff. Is it just going to do it automatically? You don't want to be dribbling a basketball or a soccer ball and have to, wiggle the joystick around to do these new impressive movements.
How is it functional for the player?
Exactly.
The idea of dribbling does change the dynamic of a basketball game, and that was interesting for the first 5 minutes. Yeah. But when they kept going into it, the spoken word guy, even though I'm a fan, was a little too much.
Yeah.
It was a really weird show.
Yeah.
But then the Battlefield 4 demo was really impressive.
I was so impressed by that demo.
But they didn't say what they were running it on. It looked they looked like they were
on
on
PC.
They looked like they were on PC, but I saw Xbox controllers. So I don't know.
But as far as I was looking, a lot of people brought up the gameplay screens. Mm-hmm. The top corner had the chat bar for PC. You press the shift button.
Oh, okay.
So, but a lot of games that are premiered and stuff at E3 still run off of PC.
They should.
I was
reading. Last year, when they did the big Battlefield 3 demo, that was running on PS3.
Okay.
Because I'll never forget, like a giant shooter with a bunch of PS3 controllers. Like, fuck yeah, go PS3.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I had heard that it was even though they didn't really specify. But people broke down the screens, and it looked like a PC screen is what most people are.
It looked sexy as fuck.
Oh
that
gosh,
building going down.
Building falling down. I looked away and I looked back. I'm like, wait, are they really gonna drop the building? Mm-hmm. And I just watched, and the reaction of everything around, the surroundings, I was blown away.
I mean, there have been destruction physics in Battlefields before. Like, I got Battlefield 3 and barely played it because the demo was awesome.
Yeah.
And I hope that there's going to be a beta for Battlefield 4. I know there was if you got some version of Battlefield 3, but no, if you bought Medal of Honor Warfighter, you got a Battlefield 4 demo, and that's why people got Warfighter.
Yeah,
that name, but we're past it. I hope there's a public demo or public beta because it's a fun game.
It looked impressive,
and to have really impressive.
All of those people playing it at the same time.
I knew one of the guys in the crowd.
I watched your thing.
Devil's Advocate. That's fun, and it's
YouTube.com.
So well, I mean, we're on the website, but it's gonna be, and that's gonna be changing. Like it's like the first one was the alpha, and then the last one was a beta, and it's gonna be getting better, which is cool.
Okay, cool.
And then they dropped the biggest bomb that everybody was hoping for. The biggest reaction, more so than Star Wars, was Mirror's Edge 2.
Yeah.
Thank God! Like in a dude bro presentation, all except for Dragon Age and Plants vs Zombies, a female protagonist with no guns game.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
I will admit I played the first Mirror's Edge. I didn't finish it because I got a little too confused or too aggravated by it at one point, so I stopped playing it. But when I loved playing it when I did.
That's the thing. It was a great idea.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see it perform on next gen. They didn't
Yeah.
give any sort of a date.
Nope.
But that's fine.
I mean, wasn't it coming when it's ready?
Yeah, when it's ready.
Yeah, when it's ready.
It's like, show that sass.
Yeah.
Like, people really responded well to that. Well, I mean, a lot of people responded well to it.
Yeah.
Some the
People who wanted it responded well.
Yeah.
People who didn't care for it were just like, okay, Mirror's Edge 2.
But they still made note of it.
Yeah.
And go EA.
Oh, go EA.
That was a very, it was a strong conference.
Oh, yeah.
Even though all of the dude bro stuff.
Very sports heavy, but still a strong conference.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk strong conference? Ubisoft.
Oh my.
Ubisoft
gosh.
was a great conference,
Oh
man.
my gosh.
Starting it off with Rocksmith made me interested in Rocksmith.
Yes, I mean, I had no interest with the previous version that came out. I knew it was like, okay, you can play real guitar through your system and you learn. Okay, cool, but I know how to play guitar already. I don't need a game system.
But for somebody who is learning, having a goal oriented and interactive and stuff like that, it's a real positive and rewarding way to learn. So good on them.
And watching it work on the screen too was fantastic. Especially the voice commands look smooth. I don't know if that's going to translate over to when it actually comes out.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
But I mean, still, either way, if you can use it on voice, you can use it on controller, and it's easy enough.
I mean, heck, that was a rock concert as the freaking
as an opener.
As an opener, I was hooked.
Oh wait, we forgot to talk about Drake coming out for FIFA. That was random. Anyway, the Splinter Cell multiplayer was okay.
Which one was that?
Exactly, right? When I talked about it on Devil's Advocate, I totally forgot to talk about it. They showed the Spies vs. Mercs multiplayer mode, but it was just shooter multiplayer spy stuff, whatever.
They're like, okay, cool.
Rayman Legends, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Really nice cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
The game's always been super pretty.
Oh yeah.
I'm still gonna get it for Wii U.
Oh yeah.
Gotta. The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. They didn't show any actual gameplay stuff.
I'm sorry, but that looked so interesting.
No, don't be sorry. I thought it was really interesting too.
But I wanted
prefer
gameplay.
Exactly.
Because all you saw were floating castles and a character talking and breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, which, it was funny. I think it went on a little too long.
Yeah.
But it made you interested in the property.
Oh, yeah.
And there's an open beta on Mighty Quest or epicloot.com.
I think it's Mighty Quest.
Either way, there's a free
do
demo.
your thing.
They reminded us that South Park is coming out at some point.
At some point.
Really funny trailer
Yeah.
of Nagasaki.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been. I just have to say it. They showed their racing game, The Crew. Not their racing game, their car game, The Crew.
At first, I was like, okay, this is a car game. But when they really broke it down.
Oh, it looked like, and I watched Rev 3 Games, and
Yeah.
they interviewed one of the main people on it. They mapped out the entire United States. You can play. It's open world driving that was inspired by Burnout Paradise, which is fun as hell.
Yeah.
Now on a a continental scale.
Yeah.
With any type of car, any type of terrain, you can customize your car at any time. You can have multiple cars ready at the go.
Yeah.
The multiplayer looked really fun. They had mobile implications. That was one of the things
there was
about
so
Ubisoft.
much mobile stuff.
Crew. I kind of want to get it right when it comes out.
It looked very interesting to me, and I'm not a huge car game person.
Me either. But that's one of the things about Ubisoft is they're always so excited about their own properties. Like Watch Dogs.
Oh,
They showed us a trailer. They didn't show us any gameplay, just like with Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah.
Which I found weird because it was their own.
their conference, but they just gave us trailers, but stuff came later.
Mm-hmm. It came at the Sony one.
Yeah.
They reminded us that Just Dance is still a thing.
Yeah. It's Just Dance.
At the end.
My personal comment was we have to get her exercise somehow.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
The Just Dance formula is fun, but I don't think they changed the engine enough to warrant a yearly release.
Yeah.
They should just put an update.
Yeah.
And then you have some new tracks. Like you spend $10 on the 2014 update. Now you can dance with 6 people, and now you get.
There was like a DJ mode where you can like slow down the music and stuff.
But that was just like for Just Dance 4 on the Wii U.
Okay.
Then they showed 2 new Trials games. One for consoles, one for mobile. Cool.
Yeah.
Trials is fun.
Yeah.
But The Division. Then they showed off their not necessarily an MMO, but an open world RPG with mobile support, with iPad support. That looks so awesome.
Like when the first voiceover part of the trailer happened, I'm like, this sounds like a PSA for like staying like up to health and watching, you know, terrorism and things.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, something went down in America.
And the gameplay just
it looked like like standard RPG, like chip damage sort of thing, but with guns.
Yeah.
And you can, you find new guns. It looked, guns.
Yeah.
But it looked really interesting, and apparently they're watching an interview with that. Their mobile content or their mobile integration looks just as.
It was just in the gameplay. It was just like this guy.
They had a drone.
They had a drone, and the guy it was literally there for a minute. They needed the drone for a minute, and it was just like, "Oh, hi Tom, what's up? Oh, here, let me help you guys. Oh, I gotta go, guys. Bye." It was so out of nowhere, just like, "Okay, here's a drone. You could tell they're using it on mobile. Okay, drone's gone."
Yeah, and it said in the chat, mobile or iPad or something to designate that the person in your party is in.
Yeah, you can just your friends can just pop up and join you where you are, which was really interesting. Especially at the end of the gameplay, they showed a whole nother group playing
and engaging. The PvP implications look awesome
in game at the same time. So you have your group against another group.
It looks like DayZ. It looks like a bigger scale DayZ, which is a really smart idea because people are way into that bloody game right now. Minus Xbox, a lot of great, it's people were saying this about have been saying this about Nintendo in years past, but when individual game companies, publishers, do better conferences than the actual hardware manufacturers, that's a sign of the upcoming year. So Xbox has got an uphill climb, and then God happened, and the PlayStation event.
We really don't want to take sides. We're trying to make this as
even as possible,
fair as possible.
There were some problems with the Sony one that we'll get to, but
man, this Sony conference,
they gave exactly what the fans wanted.
They listened when Microsoft didn't, or seems not to have.
One of my there are certain personalities in the gaming world that you kind of, I wouldn't say look up to, but look to present the company in a good way, and Reggie is one of those people, even though he's a little bit awkward. Jack Tretton is one of my favorite, if not my favorite person, not just because I'm more so a Sony guy than anybody else, but he knows how to talk to a crowd. He knows how to talk to people. And anytime he would come out, like back when Sony had the invasion of privacy, and he just came out and said the piece, apologized, said we fixed it, we're still fixing it, we're going to keep fixing it. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your dedication. We're going to make things better for you, and that keeps happening. And he just soothed the crowd.
It was like watching an old friend talk to you when, as the Microsoft conference, so many people appeared on stage,
and it was real salesman pitching. That was just like with their announcement back a couple of weeks ago. Everybody had a big smile on their face, and let me tell you about Xbox TV. As opposed to Jack, who just came out and said, "Hey guys, we got a lot for you." People say he's monotone, but I think he's not fake. He's genuine.
He's like, "We have a lot for you. Let's get into it. I'm not going to try to sell you something. I'm going to let you decide for yourself."
All right, now let's wipe the Jack Tretton jizz from our mouth.
Okay.
They reviewed all of the stuff coming for PlayStation 3 in 2013, which is great. Sony's always been a big supporter of their current generation as they're preparing for a new generation, and it looks like they were more upfront with taking care of the PS3 owners while they're prepping for the new generation than Microsoft was. They had like 2 games that they said for the Xbox 360. They didn't even announce that Titanfall was coming out for the 360. But Sony despite everybody wanting a PlayStation 4, they comforted me as a PlayStation 3 owner saying, we're not forgetting about you. There's great stuff coming out this year that you won't have to rush out and get a PS4.
Yeah, it was like they're not going to, like Mark was saying about the Xbox, some games are only going to be on Xbox One and then eventually come to 360. When in Sony's case, here's your PS3 games, and they're going to come out on PS4 if you end up deciding to get one.
For some games.
Yeah, for some games.
But I mean, like, Beyond Two Souls,
Yeah.
they reviewed that Last of Us is coming out this week. And Gran Turismo 6.
Yeah.
And big titles from big studios that are super PlayStation exclusive, which is really nice.
Yeah, they're caring about the gamer who is gaming now, not in the future.
Well, both.
Yeah.
I would say. Like, that's the thing is...
For the PS3, like, for the now.
They're really... conscious of the mindset of the gamer.
Yeah.
And I would say Nintendo is too, but they're just kind of bad at it.
Yeah.
Then they showed new footage from the first party games that they had already announced for the PlayStation 4, Knack, Infamous, Killzone, Drivers Club. Oh, Infamous.
Oh.
I'm so sad that's not a launch, but it's launch window.
Yeah.
Because that game
It
just
looks super...
changed how I want to traverse an open world game. I was in the middle of playing a Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Which traditionally is really good at getting around the world. And then I got Infamous, and I returned the Spider-Man game because I couldn't go back.
Yeah.
I just free-flowing, parkour-y, floating around with my electro boosters. And Infamous is probably my favorite... Or it's tied. It's probably one of my favorite franchise. It's one of my favorite franchises from this generation, and I'm happy that we're getting... I'm not happy that we're getting a new hero, but we get to change the powers a bit. Smoke. Yeah. That was a weird burp. Yeah. Ready at Dawn showed us The Order 1886.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I was watching when I was watching the press conference, I'm like, okay, we're in Victorian London. Okay, here we go. Oh,
everybody looks kind of steampunky.
Yeah, and there was like, it was steampunky, but there was like full on armor, like knights in shining armor. And then it panned out and there was blimps and planes. I'm like, okay, this is getting really funky.
I'm a fan.
And I was, yes, please.
I was in already. And then when they were like, their driver got taken out or something, it was like, all right, what are we dealing with right now? Yeah. Is it vampires? Is it zombies? Yeah. Like, no, good, werewolves. Yeah. That's fine.
I'm down with werewolves because there's already influx of zombie games. We didn't need that.
Dead Rising.
There's not many vampire games, but vampires are so played
Castlevania.
out. But
the new Castlevania, you get to play as Dracula.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But they're so played out in mainstream right now as vampires. So seeing a werewolf game, and I don't know, this game, it looks
cool.
Like fun. It looks like
the guns look like they can be invented because it's an alternate future. You can really do
whatever
anything you want,
yeah.
which is really nice.
So thumbs up to Order 1886, correct?
The Order 1886.
Okay.
Yeah. They had a little interlude for Sony Pictures and Sony Music, which they had to. They usually do. It wasn't something that It wasn't something that nobody was expecting, but everybody was dreading it because of what Microsoft did. But they were like, okay, we got to say this shit, but then we'll get them right off. Okay, we're done. All right, we're done, everybody. We're going to go back to games. Don't worry about it.
That's literally what it was. Here's your TV interlude. Okay, games, let's go. Let's run it.
It was quick, nice, necessary, not exorbitant.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially PS4. You got Netflix, Flickster, and Redbox.
Yeah, which... I mean,
they're technically all kind of the same thing, but it's still cool.
But some people have only one.
Yeah.
And also, when they announced the whole used games thing, I mean, that's even more of a what's the word I'm like? That even more of a showing that they're going to support Redbox and the whole used game, rented game. Renting games is, I mean, it's not just like a quote unquote tradition.
It's a challenge now.
It's really hard, especially like you can't rent a game and play multiplayer in most cases, which sucks. Like people are trying to get a good rentals and used games are how you can snag people into a franchise. I mean that's how. I'm trying to think of the last used game that I bought. Oh, Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
I haven't been a fan of the Soul Calibur series until 5. Mm-hmm. I rented 5, or I played it at a friend's house. Mm-hmm. We bought it from GameStop, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that has me in now because I rented the game.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll go back to that, but they talked about how the indie love, all of the indie love that they were
so
getting.
much indie love, and those games.
Octodad,
the new Oddworld game.
Oh yeah, but that's coming to other systems as well.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
But still.
Wii U show. Oh, no. They mentioned, excuse me. They mentioned another Oddworld game, like a remake of the first one. That's coming to Wii. I was wrong.
But there was so much indie love that Sony gave to these indie games that
Microsoft
didn't even, they just blew them off.
Minecraft counts. Below they didn't show anything, and D4 they didn't really show anything either.
Yeah, but it's like the stage was just full of these indie games which looked brilliant.
They all had their own style, their own interesting type of gameplay. All are launch window, some are launch day. Like it, I mean that's another way of saying, hey gamers, we know what you want. Buy. Like the worst thing that Sony could have did was bring people in with all of this goodness and then announce a bad price. But they didn't. We'll get there. Hey, we're going to talk about Square Enix.
Oh. But I'm just going to fall off my chair right now.
Like, you want to talk about... oh, my God. A press conference giving you what you want.
This gave from here on, gave everyone what they wanted.
From this announcement on, I had a smile on my face the entire rest of the thing. Just ear to ear.
I was with my girlfriend, and I think she fell off the couch that we were watching this on. She tried to stand up and fell over.
Like, when they brought out the first one, I was like, oh, they're going to do it? Are they going to do it? Oh, it looks like Final Fantasy. Oh, it's Final Fantasy versus 13. Holy shit.
And then they're like, wait, no, it's not Final Fantasy versus
Final Fantasy 15. Awesome.
Yeah.
Which is great. That game's been in development for years.
Forever.
And when they first showed it way back when, it looked like nothing on the console.
Oh, yeah.
So they were, I mean, I don't know if necessarily they were thinking about the next generation, but they were going to define it.
Oh, yeah.
And those visuals look awesome, and it's very interesting.
It looks brilliant.
Not usually a big Final Fantasy fan, but that, I mean...
I've dabbled in a couple of them.
Tetsuya Nomura can't really do
He's
it.
Man of Mystery. Man of Mystery. He just appears, gives you things, and then goes away.
Like, oh, hey, by the way, Final Fantasy versus 13, we're working on it. We'll tell you more later.
It'll come.
I.e. the past, 5 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, they're not going to do it. But they're like, hold on, we got one more thing to show you.
Okay.
Everybody goes close to their computer screen or just leans forward in their chair.
Because there was... what Mark and I were talking about, we both have a huge smile on our faces. Mm-hmm. They just say, oh, we have another game for you. Here we go. The freaking Disney logo shows
and then
up.
everybody's like,
and I know that the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 is coming out.
Exactly. That's like I stepped forward, but then I was like, wait,
because they started scrolling through the games. I'm like, okay, this is just gonna be a 1.5 trailer.
When I had a tweet that I said where it's like, finally we waited a whole generation for this.
Yeah.
And then when I was like, oh, it's just a thing, I deleted it. But nope.
No. And they scroll through all of them, and then they're like, oh hey, here's freaking new. Oh god, I squealed like a little.
Everybody did.
Oh my god, Sora looks beautiful.
The world looks good, even though it's probably alpha. Twilight Town looks awesome.
Oh my, the
just
writing
that
on
rave
the
of Heartless and
freaking
Shadows,
Heartless.
Dude. It says it's in development, so I mean, I'd say we won't get it until probably 2015.
That's what I was thinking.
But
the fact that it's there, the fact that it's there,
I don't fucking care.
Like, we pulled out the PS2 so we could replay them, only to realize we had lent it to a friend.
Yeah. And I mean the 1.5 is coming out in the fall.
Oh, which
Can't
I
wait.
am buying.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. But right there, Sony had me sold.
That sold everybody. Like, unfortunately, Square Enix announced that both Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts are coming to the Xbox One as well, but that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
Because
they weren't announced there. They were announced.
No, it was announced that even people hearing that are like, oh, I don't care, I'm still getting a PlayStation 4 because they sold me with their conference. Yes. Sony wants me to play games on this console, with them. Not necessarily just like, here, take this box, you can do TV. I guess you can play games on it, cool. But Kingdom Hearts 3, after that, Sony couldn't do any wrong. No, they really couldn't.
After that announcement, Sony was like, boom, 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 game over.
Not necessarily, because Ubisoft came out and did their Black Flag and Watch Dog demos, which both had some clipping issues. The Black Flag demo ended prematurely, only a little prematurely.
Only a little.
It was like the closing scene.
But from what we saw of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, it looks
cool. The jungle looks beautiful.
Oh my god.
We saw the implications for the tablets on Watch Dogs.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
And a very interesting demo. I heard some similar sound cues like Assassin's Creed in it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, same distributor that you're bound to have something in there. But I have something extra to say about Watch Dogs when we get to Nintendo.
Okay.
They fucking owned Xbox. Like everybody's saying they just murdered, annihilated everything. If somebody came to me with a time machine and said, you can go to any inconsequential moment in history, you can't change anything, you just have to watch, mine would be to be in the Microsoft room with all the executives when they were watching the entire conference.
Yeah.
And in the Sony one, when they were watching the Xbox one, to just be like, oh, we fucking got this, man. Like
I wonder if the Sony people just walked around the rest of the day before their conference just smiling, just that like
everybody's like, hey Jack, how do you feel about the conference? Well, you tune in to find out. Yeah. They announced that first party game. Well, they didn't say this, but it was clarified that first party games are okay to rent and sell to used. People aren't going to care, and then it's going to be up to publishers to choose their policy, like the Xbox One. But the first party announcement was great. It was nice.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about it anymore because people are paying for multiplayer. Yeah. But I think this just means that publishers are going to go back to having online passes.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind as much, and that takes a little bit back from the Xbox.
Yeah.
But they also said no always online, no 24-hour check-ins, no hourly check-ins if you're playing at a friend's house. Which is kind of the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, the renting, like, people are like, oh, okay, then there's an online pass that I have to deal with. But it's that. It's the always online that always, quote-unquote, always online that people had the most problems with. Like, why? I just want to play this offline.
Yeah.
I just want to play my single-player campaign without worrying about how my connection is.
And even Sony was like, you don't need to be online to play a single-player game.
They used Microsoft's terminology.
Yes.
And shut it down.
Oh, yeah. It was just like, oh, hey, Microsoft, here's this. You need some ice for that burn?
Some of the most... shit. Some of the most amazing memes and GIFs and stuff coming out of it. Oh. So good. Like, a friend of mine tweeted, it, like, as a quote, so that's what Jack Tretton's dick tastes like, quote, Xbox One. Exactly. Though... They slid, like, here's one, quote negative, it's kind of a negative.
Yeah.
They slid under everybody's noses that you need PlayStation Plus to play online multiplayer, which I don't care.
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus has had a reputation of being pro-gamer before this.
Oh, yeah.
And it, even despite knowing this, it made me want to go out immediately and get PlayStation Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Because
especially with the free games.
You get the instant game collection, which... Microsoft wishes they... That was really snooty.
Yeah, that was really snooty.
Which Microsoft wishes that they did, and that's why they're implicating... they have their new policy.
And even so, I read today that you will not need PlayStation Plus to play in your MMORPGs on the PS4. So you're not going to need...
DC Universe Online. Yeah. We don't know about... what was it called? Shit. Dragon Age Online, we don't know about that, which they showed here.
Elder Scrolls is coming.
That's what I mean.
Elder Scrolls Online.
No, not Dragon Age. Elder Scrolls Online. That's
it's
what I
coming
meant.
to the PS4, which also looks awesome because
they showed the first person, and it looks just like the old games.
Yeah. So that's something to be excited about.
As is Destiny. Borderlands plus Halo. Ooh, tell me, talk to me.
I was not enthralled by it.
It looked really pretty.
It looked very... I like pretty things, especially when playing them on screen. But part of me was just like, okay, we got another game that's out there. I mean, like you said, it's a Borderlands and what other game?
Borderlands and Halo. Yeah, because
that's and I think when it comes down to it, I will play it I will like it. But just the footage was like. It just didn't strike me.
Well, also, I don't think for a demo they should have shown an indoor environment.
Yeah,
they should have wowed us with something outdoors that pops the colors.
Yeah,
and, I like the idea that it's more like an MMO where people can join your party. They showed me there are unique loot streams. So when you defeat a boss, it's not one epic piece that you all have to fight for.
Yeah.
Based on your playing, it will release. It will randomly generate a thing of loot that only you can get, and one that only your friend can get. So that takes away one of the biggest things to fight for in an MMO. I like how quick and easy it is to find people. It's kind of like Journey, where people can join your party. All right, let's do this 3-player event. Let's do this worldwide event. Yeah. Well, like, seriously, Rev3 Games, watch any footage of any game that you're interested in, or not. Yeah. Anything that you're curious about.
It interested me. I was like, I wanted a little more.
Okay. But
that's what this is. It's to entice you and make you want more. Mm-hmm. I wanted to know more about it because I was like, cool, this is cool. There's all this buzz about it. Just give me more.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And they ended the press conference by saying, oh, hey, by the way, $3.99, crowd goes nuts, internet goes nuts, Xbox goes dead.
Oh, my God.
But the one thing that they said is, back in the announcement, at the announcement event, they tried to express how integral their iToy is, the camera is. This SKU doesn't come with the camera. The camera is classified as an accessory, and it's an additional $60. But at the press conference, they didn't show anything that needed the camera.
Yeah.
And I think that's smart because with the whole Kinect and everybody worried about it all being always on and watching and listening, they couldn't do that, or else people would keep drawing similarities. But
that's
if there's anything that needs the camera, whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting though that you mentioned that the camera isn't coming with that price, because everywhere that you can pre-order it,
it has the picture.
It has the picture of the camera with it and says nothing about it.
Interesting.
Being a different price.
That's probably an issue with Sony. I actually on GameStop, if you reserve it has just the system and the controller.
Oh, okay.
It depends on where you go. People just might not know.
Okay.
Or Sony just hasn't made it clear.
Okay.
Or people haven't looked. But
that's something I didn't know. I didn't know about that.
And it's 500 gigabyte hard drive.
I did see that.
But I mean, if Sony comes out with additional SKUs, I might go for the more expensive one, just because they showed me that if I invest in their product, they're going to make it worth my while.
Oh yeah, they if you invest in them, they invest in you. That's what I got out of this. I at no point, there was the hiccups in the 2 demos, but
that could be more of an alpha build thing as opposed to a system thing.
I was not disappointed in anything that they had put out. Mm-hmm. I found myself. I've never owned a Sony product. I've only played off of other people's. I found myself going, well, I'm buying a PS4.
As did most people. Like a buddy of mine, like before they even got to the price point with the Kingdom Hearts announcement, he was like, well, I guess I'm getting a PS4. And then even when the Xbox One came out, he's like, hey, they like it. I'll wait to see what my friends buy so that I can play with people.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention they talked about the cloud gaming service that. And in a matter of speaking, PlayStation Plus, where Vita is going to start getting game collections, and for PS4 owners, you're going to get Drivers Club launch day if you're a PlayStation Plus member. That's awesome.
Yeah,
$5 a month or however much it is.
I think the breakdown was like $6 a month.
$6 a month. Yeah. But there are some places where you could get like an extra 3 months for free.
Yeah.
So it's like even less. I mean, any type of monthly thing you try to get a deal on.
And there's all these people now that they're just grumbling about it because online multiplayer has always been free on the basic
which has been nice.
Which has been nice.
That's been one of my main defending proponents of it.
All the people who are saying they're switching to PS4 and then start grumbling about having to pay, you're already doing it on the 360. Mm-hmm. People are already paying for Xbox Live. There's no reason that there should be this grumbling. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a difference. It's a difference because you're gonna have to start paying for the online multiplayer. You're doing it anyway. You're just switching the system.
But also, like Sony has been saying, instant game collection.
Yeah.
Once they get the cloud working up in 2014, I'm sure that means they're going to be able to stream backwards compatible PS3 games.
Yeah.
So I'm sure day one they'll be like, okay, here are these 5 AAA 5-star titles.
Yeah.
They'll give us like Uncharted 3, Red Dead Redemption, Mass Effect 3, or something. They'll give us a bunch of titles that are worth it. Like Sony has done their work to prove to the gamers that, hey, we're going to make sure that you have something fun to play games on.
Exactly.
and making that investment is going to be worthwhile, like I made for Nintendo, because I knew. I mean, I had a lot of gift cards, so that helped with the decision too. But my Wii U's gathering dust. It was mostly a Wii U filled conference.
Yes.
But the Pokemon trailer looked really sweet.
Oh my gosh.
The new fairy type to even out the dragons.
Thing is, I have my 3DS already, so I'm set. Because I bought my 3DS for Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah. Which was great.
Oh, fantastic.
And I sold it back, but now I'm like, well, I want to replay it. Yeah. Especially after the. I mean, I have years, but I want to replay it.
But I mean, the Pokemon has always been a strong franchise.
Yeah.
The new world looks amazing.
France, totally. It is like it is. They said it's inspired off of France because of their use of colors and buildings and such.
Yeah, I mean the new Pokemon they've shown to look awesome. I'm down for it. Yeah. So sign me up.
And now Tumblr can finally shut up about what type of Pokemon Sylveon is.
Oh my God! Seriously.
There, it's a fairy. Enjoy it.
Did you see the Fire Bear?
I didn't see the Fire Bear.
It just got announced like today or something. There's a Fire Bear.
I saw the giant lizard with the speakers in the wings, but I didn't see the Fire Bear.
Yeah, there's a Fire Bear.
Cool. Like people complain about, oh, they're so unoriginal, or whatever, but it's like, dude, the first generation was like purple goo, 6 eggs.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the last one was a heap of trash, but that's
hey. I thought that was hilarious, and it was a poison type. That was adorable to me. They announced Super Mario 3D World.
Okay, I'm excited about that. The cat costume.
I'm not.
You can climb walls.
You did that with the bee costume in Super Mario Galaxy.
See, I never played Super Mario Galaxy.
Best game on the Wii. My favorite game on the Wii. Best game on the Wii.
My Wii is collecting dust.
Oh, okay, yeah. The last 3 things I played on my Wii U were Wii games.
Okay.
But when they announced that it was the Mario Galaxy team, I was hoping for a star collecting game.
Okay.
Not for reach the flagpole first, because New Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario 3D Land, New Super Mario's Brothers U, all 3. Now we have a 4th one where you have to hit the thing. When they said we got a 3 Mario game coming out, 3 Mario games, you collect stars.
Yeah.
That it was disappointing.
Yeah.
I like how they have the 4-player Super Mario 2 dynamic coming back. I wonder what the story is.
True.
Because you're Peach.
Yeah, you can play as Peach.
Like they said, that's a good question to have. Fuck you, Nintendo. Let's get Daisy kidnapped. Oh my God. Daisy gets kidnapped by Waluigi. Give those 2 something to do other than race cars and play tennis.
Isn't there, speaking of racing cars?
Yeah, Mario Kart 8. Looks fine. It looks like a strong, high-def Mario Kart.
Cool Mario Kart.
Unfortunately, somebody brought up the idea of, what if they got the Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing and mixed it with Mario Kart? But then they didn't announce it. Especially now that they have the Olympics series.
Oh yeah.
You could mix the Sonic and Mario Wars a little bit more. That would have made it a little bit more enticing. Yeah. There's More Time. That's a 2014 as well, but the same sort of cast of Mario characters. Yeah. Who can they add at this point? There's Dry Bones, King Boo, Petey Piranha, the princess from Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
Who else can you add? It'll be interesting and weird to see the anti-grav stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Art Academy, whatever. Their third-party support montage was nice. There wasn't anything EA in it. But I thought of something when I saw Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
What if you had the tablet in the gamepad?
Oh my God.
See, the Wii U isn't going to be the prettiest thing to play it on, but if you have all of that tablet functionality
on the
at
Wii
your
U
fingertips, it's made for that.
Yeah. You don't need a controller. You don't need a separate tablet. It's all there for you.
It's all there. That's something where everybody could go, ooh. And I wish that Ubisoft could have showed. Hopefully, in a future Nintendo Direct, they can do that. They can show here's what Watch Dogs does with the gamepad, because
that would make me buy a Wii U. Well, I almost want to buy Wii U for
other things. The Wind Waker remake.
Everyone's excited about that.
It looks nice.
Yeah,
looks pretty.
Looks pretty.
Julian,
Yeah.
been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Wind Waker's his favorite.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, the art style is always good. The music is great. So it makes me want to have something to play on my Wii U, just like the Wonderful 101.
Yeah.
But that I want like now.
Yeah.
It looks good. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but Retro Studios was announced to have a new title in development. Nobody knew what it was, and we found out that it's a new Donkey Kong Country, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, the main consensus is Nintendo played it safe, but there's still games that people want to play.
Yeah.
Like, I'll play this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get it at launch unless
Yeah.
it's a different thing. But I mean, I'm a little tired of. I mean, Retro's great. They did a great job with Donkey Kong Country Returns, but I want. The rumors were that it was going to be Metroid, Donkey Kong, or Star Fox, and we haven't had a new Star Fox game in a long ass time.
Oh my god! If it was
They would have right, especially after seeing Star Fox in the Smash Brothers trailer.
Yeah.
Just like, oh,
That would've been perfect.
What design did they use? Because he hasn't been in the game. Excuse me. They showed off Bayonetta 2.
Yes.
Which looked fine.
Yeah.
Looked cool.
Yeah.
The new Monolith title, tentatively titled X.
Didn't really do anything for me.
Me either, but it looked really pretty.
Everyone loved their mechs. That's what it is.
It showed off a bit of the Wii U's power, which
Yeah.
which not a lot of games are
Yeah.
doing, except for in a really cartoon way. But I think probably the thing that we're going to talk about the most is Smash Brothers.
New Smash Brothers coming out for the 3DS and the Wii U.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people were surprised, like, oh, we're getting one for the 3DS, but
Yeah.
like, they announced that.
Yeah.
When they first said, oh, by the way, we're making a Smash Brothers, they said 3DS
Yeah.
and Wii U, so... The 3DS version looks like Street Fighter 4.
It's cell shaded, is
Yeah.
what I read, which is cool. I mean,
Yeah, they said it. They made the lines so that you can see the characters pop against the background.
Yeah.
Because the camera's a little wide.
Yeah.
They didn't show too much gameplay. They said that there are going to be different levels in the 3DS and the Wii U version. The 3DS levels are going to focus on mobile games, like the games for the DS.
Yeah.
Like we saw, they were really fast, but
Yeah.
there was one that was Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks.
Yeah.
That was on the train.
Yeah.
Super Mario 3D Land.
Yep, saw that.
And Donkey Kong Country Returns, which was the moving one with
Oh,
the spinning
yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. As well as the Nintendogs and the different battlefield.
Yeah.
But then the Wii U trailer started.
Oh, that transition from the cell shaded Mario to the high def Mario was
So pretty.
It was pretty.
A lot more primary colors, which made the characters pop a lot
Yeah.
more. I mean, they kind of they showed their cards first by revealing the Animal Crossing villager.
Yeah, because
getting the
Animal
letter.
Crossing just came out and everyone's flipping out about that.
But that's great.
I don't know why that game is so popular.
Me either, but it is. And the Animal Crossing character looks frightening as all hell.
Oh my god.
And those are some great memes too.
Yeah.
But his moves look interesting.
He shovels people.
He plants a tree that grows throughout the match,
and then he chops the tree down,
which is a heavy attack.
Yeah.
But of course, I think his coolest attack is in Animal Crossing. You just find things and pick them up.
Yeah.
So with projectile moves,
oh yeah,
he grabs them and puts them in his pocket, and can take them out of his pocket and fire them back at you.
That is going to be so useful in the game.
Very much so. It takes the idea of Lucas and Ness's like absorption and just kind of flips it on its ear.
Just think about the supercharged Samus cannon.
That's what they showed. Fox Laser, Mario Fireball.
Oh my god.
Mega Man, Mega Buster.
No, wait.
Why? Oh, do you have a thing?
No, because the fact that they show the whole trailer and then they're like, boop,
Yeah.
boop,
Oh my god. It looked like Mega Man 2 with him, like the pan up shot in him without his helmet. I like how they focused on his being a robot.
Yes.
With the digital display of the eyes coming up. That was awesome. Like, I as much as I wanted Mega Man in there, I always like, what kind of a design are they going to do?
Yeah.
And I think they found a good medium with like his poses and when he gets hit and
the poses. I saw someone break it down. They put his poses from Super Smash Brothers alongside his poses from the games. They are really, really well, the same. Mm-hmm. Especially with his attacks and everything. And the coolest thing I think is the fact of his using the robot.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I was watching IGN did a rewind theater about it, and they were like, "Is it going to be like Pokemon Trainer where he switches states?" And I'm like, "No." His hard knuckle is down A.
Yeah.
Like these are It's a default A when you're in the air, left A when you're in. It's just his regular smash and strong attacks.
Yeah.
And I think it's done well. I wonder what his final smash would be.
True.
Since it's original Mega Man, I think it's gonna be Rush Jet.
Yeah, that because the footage showed Rush.
Yeah, I think Rush's is up B.
Yeah,
because they showed him they at the developers conference that they did afterwards. They showed more of Mega Man, and they showed him kind of like Sonic's bumper, where Rush just shows up and bounces him forward.
Okay. But using Rush Jet for that final smash would be...
Oh, dude, just fly. It'd be like... oh, dude. It would just be awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. And the fact that they recognize all the way from Mega Man 1 to Mega Man, I think, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I think 9, actually, because of Swordman? No, so either way.
Yeah.
They're going through the almost the entire history of Mega Man. The Dr. Wily stage.
Yes, that
looks really cool.
Super cool.
That trailer ended with the Yellow Devil. Coming down, and I wonder if that's something for single player, if like he's going to be a boss, which would be annoying as hell as he is in the regular Mega Man games. And then at the developer conference, I'm so happy.
This is not a joke.
No, everybody knows at this point.
I showed this to my girlfriend, and she went, "This is a joke, right?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "No, just tell me it's a joke."
When I saw Jeff Kanata from Totally Rad Show and his own thing now tweeted, "Oh hey, Wii Fit Trainer is gonna be a character in Smash Brothers." Like, I was like,
yeah.
I thought it was a really weird choice at first, and then I saw the picture and I was like, that's really fucking funny.
And the footage,
and then the
trailer footage
the trailer's hilarious.
Yeah,
and I'm all for it. I'm excited to figure out. Unlike Killer Instinct, where I'm gonna play as all of the characters on day one. People are like, what the fuck is this? They were riding so high with Mega Man, and they brought it down with a Wii Fit Trainer. It's like...
You already have Game & Watch.
Exactly. People were like, Game & Watch, what the hell? And same thing with Rob.
Yeah.
Rob isn't a character, he's an accessory. What the hell are you thinking? And Rob's a great character.
Yeah.
we saw her final smash. We saw
the final
her taunts, her regular
looks amazing.
I mean, in Wii Fit, the loading screen is a bunch of different poses.
Yeah.
Like, it shows you how to, like...
And her final smash is just all those
firing
poses.
Yoga poses at you. It makes me laugh, and it looks like the yoga room is gonna be a stage with the mirror in the background and like kind of at a tilted.
Oh
thing.
My gosh!
And the male trainer might come out and like hit you, but I mean that's just me.
Yeah.
All right, so papers are gone.
Papers are gone.
We'll start with Smash Brothers. We'll probably end with Smash Brothers. Top 3 characters that you want to see return.
Return?
Because some characters didn't make it from Melee to Brawl.
Oh.
Like Mewtwo, Roy, Pichu, for different reasons.
Pichu was in Brawl?
No, Pichu wasn't in Brawl. He was in Melee and didn't make it into Brawl. Like, do you want... I think Sonic should come back.
I liked playing Sonic as a character.
Me too. I don't think any other Sonic characters should come back. I don't know if Snake should come back. It would be nice to have him.
Yeah.
But, he didn't really have anything on Nintendo. He started on Nintendo, and there's that history there, but...
there's no really need for
people get mad and butthurt.
Yeah.
But, Sonic has Lost Worlds coming out, which looks cool, but, like... Who in general do you want in Brawl? Like, is there anybody that you would like to see that hasn't been in, or...
I don't know. They've got me pretty set with throwing Mega Man in there.
Yeah, and if there's any other third-party character I would want, it would be oh come on, he was just in my head. Simon Belmont from Castlevania.
Oh.
Any other series that started on the original NES, like one of the Contra guys, actually Dream character.
Yeah,
we already have Capcom in here. Ryu. Ryu from Street Fighter. Up B is Shoryuken. B is Hadouken. Left and right is his spinning kick, Tatsumaki. Like, I think it would be more than easy to put it there. Super NES started Street Fighter on its journey to epicness. I think they could put Bayonetta in it. I don't think they will.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a possibility.
I think we need the Duck Hunt dog.
As a trophy.
No,
like as an attack where, like, he would be like Goldeen, where you pop him up and he laughs, and like the whole hill pops up, he laughs at you, and you can like knock him away.
But in my head, I just had this thought of the attack, his like final smash is like he laughs and then you just see all like the
No, I think the ducks would come up and just hit you like a reverse Lucas or Ness
or
Starstorm.
It's the aim, the cross.
Crosshairs.
Crosshairs, yeah, just showing up all over and just firing all over the screen.
The flash. Oh my god!
Like that just popped in my head right now. That would be hilarious.
Goodness me. I think we might see Pac-Man because of Namco, because it's being co-developed by Namco. I think we'd see more Pac-Man than a Tekken character.
That'd be an interesting stage if they did a Pac-Man stage and made it a little bigger.
If they made it vertical,
yeah. And it was bigger, so you jumped up
wider lanes.
Yeah, wider lanes and everything.
And every once in a while, a ghost would come by and be a hazard. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be interesting.
And Pac-Man's been in Mario Kart.
For
the arcades.
Yeah.
But I'd say there's a chance that somebody from the Donkey Kong family might get like a Dixie, or Funky. I don't know who from the people are saying Daisy or Waluigi. But they don't do anything other than the sports and party games.
Yeah, and you already have...
Actually, Waluigi was the main boss in the Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix game. But he got a final boss credit.
I mean, good for him.
He's number one, Waluigi, number one dancer.
Yeah, it's those long legs.
It definitely. It's these dancers' legs. And Daisy, hasn't...
Daisy's just Daisy.
Daisy's just Daisy. She's just... unfortunately, she's just another female character for people to play with. I wish they gave her more substance.
Yeah. Nice yellow dress though.
Yeah, but then you could just do the palette swap on.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see Proto Man or Proto Man colors?
That would be cool. Because I think I was gonna say throw Proto Man in there, but
it would. I think it would devalue Mega Man.
Yeah, it would.
But it would also be a completely different playstyle because Proto Man's a completely different character. Yeah. I hope we lose Wolf.
Yeah, there was no need for Wolf.
He was fine. He was a fun character, fun heavy character to use. Yeah. But
And I also don't. I think you can lose Captain Falcon.
Oh, I don't.
No. Because I don't like Captain Falcon as a character in that game. So.
But he's still really popular.
Still popular.
Nobody from the original Smash game has been taken out.
Okay.
So I think we're still going to see Ness. We might still see Lucas. We'll probably see a different Fire Emblem character than Ike.
Yeah.
I wonder if Lucario's going to stay or if it's going to change to like Zoroark, who is like the new dark kind. Or if it's going to be Mew 3.
You mean Bottle Opener Mew?
Yeah, Bottle Opener.
Or Mew, Mew 2, Mew 3, Mew...
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of speculation because it's coming out in 2014. Sakurai said that he's going to be updating his page on the Smash Brothers community on Miiverse daily. So I don't know if that's going to replace the daily updates that used to be on SmashBros.com. But if if the biggest takeaway from Nintendo's conference is Mega Man's and Smash Brothers.
Yes, oh my gosh, Mega Man.
The fact that overshadows everybody, that's really sad.
That made me want a Wii U.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is everybody's like, well, I'm getting a Wii U. Or 3DS, because I think the characters are going to be the same. They're going to interplay with each other.
But I don't think it'll be the same sort of feel.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm getting both.
Yeah, I don't need another 3DS, but I seriously consider buying a Wii U for myself.
Yeah, you got time to save.
I do have time to save.
And the price might come down.
That is true. I'm interested... Oh, keep going, yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, because I would say, because we've had, now that these conferences are over, we have people actually, getting physical looks at these systems, gameplay on these systems at the convention. I'm excited come July when I'm at Comic-Con, because...
Don't remind me that I don't have a ticket.
I'm sorry.
But that's the thing is, one of the things is Comic-Con, how much is going to be there? I wonder... Because Ubisoft usually has Assassin's Creed there.
Yes.
I wonder if they're going to have Watch Dogs there instead.
Or both. But if they have at least one of those, I want to see one of those systems or both systems in person. But,
and the sorry to keep interrupting, but the Nintendo Club is going to have a lot of good Wii U stuff on.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see firsthand what I saw at this conference.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
On video at this conference, because sadly I couldn't go.
Yeah, well, so say we all. Hopefully next year.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Well, yeah, one of these years.
I'm tired of saying maybe next year, but maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
And there was a really big focus on games, and I'm really happy. I mean, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, it's all about it's supposed to be all about games. Even when it was overshadowed by the console announcements and the pricing and stuff, the game still showed through. The Sony announcement, the Sony conference, I mean the pricing and all of the anti-Xbox stuff was one thing, but I think that's just as much as important, if not less important, than Kingdom Hearts being announced.
Yeah.
Like, that overshadowed that. And Destiny, and there are a lot, and their indie stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very game-heavy set of announcements, and that's what gamers wanted. That, essentially, when it comes down to it, the gamers wanted the games, and they got them.
Tell me, it's not about the console, it's about what I can play on the console.
Exactly.
And Xbox didn't really show too much. Like, I'm getting more into Halo, but they didn't show me any Halo.
Yeah.
They showed me a Master Chief cinematic that's not going to end up in the final game.
Yeah.
They didn't show me anything about the indie titles that they announced, except for Minecraft, which I have on my PC. I mean, they ruined the Killer Instinct excitement. Titanfall is going to be on 360. Like, there are a lot of things that have caveats.
Yeah.
With when it came to Microsoft, same thing with Sony. They had Infamous is arguably, and Killzone are two of the biggest titles that are going to be coming out at launch, and they asterisk Infamous by saying it's launch window, but still, they've made the system a destination for the next generation. Oh, the Wii U. It has so much promise. It really does. Like, that's the thing is, same thing with the Wii. I got it first year, but it was the investment in the future. And I think Nintendo's going to hopefully come into their own. And we saw Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2. I hope that they're working on a new, different title. Yeah. Like, they've been really incorporating nostalgia into their most recent games, like New Super Mario Wii U was supposed to be reminiscent of Super Mario World. Yeah. I don't know what 3D Land with the Tanuki suit was supposed to be like a 3D Mario 3, and now with 3D World, it's supposed to be reminiscent of Mario 2. I was hoping for a remake or a not a remake, but a spiritual successor to Mario 64. Yeah. And it could have even been Super Mario 64 2. That's all they would have needed to do. 3D, all you need. It like, I get my hopes up too high when it comes to Nintendo, but I mean, Smash Brothers kind of quelled everybody's.
But I think that's what a lot of people are like, okay, Nintendo, give us something, and they just did what they always do.
Yeah, they played it too safe. Yeah. But everybody kind of just went, okay. Yeah. But I mean, cool, I'll play them. Nintendo franchises are fun. Yeah. They're fun. Yeah. So we can't really knock them. Pokemon, the new Yoshi's Island. Yeah. And then the new Link to the Past or Link Between Worlds. They look fun, but that's 3DS stuff. Like there's a lot of fun that looks like there can be had. If you could order the press conferences, how would you do it?
How would I do it? I would go Sony 1.
Of course.
Ubisoft 2. I'd probably go Nintendo 3, EA 4, Microsoft 5.
Words right out of my mouth. Like, they had strong showings, but for even putting the personal stuff of not being sports aside, they didn't really show anything for those titles. They were just like, hey, we're still making them, by the way. The good and bad thing about Nintendo is their Nintendo Directs. Mm-hmm. It's nice to get updates like monthly, periodically, whatever. But with those, it kind of deflated the conference. If we didn't have the Nintendo Directs, we wouldn't have known about The Legend of Zelda. Yeah. We wouldn't have known about the Super Luigi U or the Wind Waker. That would have just been like, oh shit. Yeah. But I mean, Nintendo's thinking long term. Yeah. And I mean, hopefully they don't abandon the gamepad and developers don't abandon the gamepad and they just stick with the Controller Pro. It's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, technically the new generation already started with the Wii U, but there's still a lot to see.
There's still so much coming.
There's still so much that's going to happen between now and launch for the consoles. PS4 day one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like not even like first week. They made it like I need this now.
Yeah.
Jerks.
And if not day one, I will be getting one on Black Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Or PlayStation 4 first.
Yes. I will invest in a PlayStation 4 before I invest in a Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I recently just got a newer, updated version of the 360, not the one they talked about in the conference. Mm-hmm. So I have my 360.
No, the sexy one.
Yeah, the sexy one.
I really like
the smaller,
that one.
Sexy one.
The
It's
slim
beautiful.
is nice. And this one looks so boring. The new 360 model.
Square again.
It's a square. It's boring. It looks like even more ugly than just a PC stack.
Yeah. Well, what we did, something we didn't talk about is the sizes of Xbox One and
yeah, the
PlayStation
Xbox
4.
One is huge. Well, not huge, but it's about a size and a half bigger than the PS4.
And the PS4, I saw recent comparison pictures today. PS4 is tiny,
and it's got all that processing power in a tiny box.
It's a tiny system,
and it's slick with the
italics, and the matte and the shiny.
Which is weird that Xbox and Microsoft did that's weird that Microsoft and Sony did the half matte, half shiny.
I saw a funny meme. It was like looking at the two systems. Xbox is bold and PlayStation 4 is italics.
Exactly.
Because it's a hexagon. It's a hexagon shaped.
It's a polygon.
Yeah,
of some sort.
I don't know why I'm motioning at the microphone.
It's fine,
but
we sometimes you forget. I mean, the camera's right there, so it's easy to be like. I'm really surprised that Sony got something like such a big. This is getting like total like developer speech, but like something so big into such a small package.
The one thing that the Sony is losing over the Xbox One is Blu-ray.
It's not the PlayStation 4, is it?
No, but they had PS3 was Blu-ray.
Yeah.
That had it over the Xbox.
Oh,
systems.
I see what you mean. They're losing the advantage.
There's
of
no advantage. That's what I meant.
But that's another thing is Xbox caved, Microsoft caved, and we're like, yeah, it's Blu-ray.
Yeah, and especially if that tiny PS4 system can handle Blu-ray and games and all that stuff. More power to them.
What is Microsoft thinking? I would love to see what all of those meetings have been behind closed doors and what all of the employees who were up front at the Microsoft booth were just like, here are the great things about the Xbox One. It's got power.
Yeah.
It looks impressive for some things, but they're just not giving the gaming public what they want.
Here's what I want from Microsoft. Get rid of the giant power brick.
Oh, yeah, because Sony has just the cord.
Yeah.
But at least it's not one of the fat, just...
Yeah.
three-pronged things that takes up, like, the entire outlet.
But, like, that... If you really want to be next-gen, try to work on the
power
brick.
Well, now that it's so huge, hopefully they have something to absorb the electricity.
Oh, but that's one thing that's always irked me about the Xbox systems is the power brick.
Yeah. Their emphasis on being a set-top box.
Yeah.
And Sony not necessarily really hitting that.
Yeah.
Was nice because it made you notice the Xbox. They want this to be on entertainment system. Yeah. Everybody's going really minimalist these days. Yeah. That titan of a console.
Yeah.
Like either standing up, I'd be afraid it would fall.
Yeah.
Or sitting down, you lose a lot of space on your TV rack or whatever, and then you have to find a place for the Kinect. Yep. Like the PlayStation looks like it could go wherever I want it to go.
Yeah. It looks so portable compared to.
It looks like the slim PS2 model with the pop top.
It does.
Like.
They just did right.
They did right. Like we're really not trying to play like super fanboy, but trying to find goodness in the Xbox. Like playing devil's advocate to go positive for Microsoft. Is hard.
It's hard right now, unless something does come out that blows me away.
Now would have been the time to do it, though.
Yeah, I know,
and they fucking didn't. like Sony, yay! Microsoft. And I mean that's essentially it. I mean I can't believe we're done with another E3.
Yeah.
And what now that all the systems and the hullabaloo is out, even though they didn't spend a lot of time at now.
Yeah.
What next year's going to bring? Now that the developers are going to have the hardware for a little while, are we going to next year? Are we going? I mean, we're already talking about next year, but Are we going to see a new God of War or something from Santa Monica Studios? Are we going to see a new Uncharted or something else from Naughty Dog?
I will. Well, not speaking of Naughty Dog, the fact that they jumped from Sony to Xbox.
What?
No, I meant sorry. Forget.
You meant Insomniac.
No, I mean Insomniac.
Yeah, no. And so that was a thing for a while. They announced like last year that we're not just exclusively Sony.
Yeah.
We're gonna have properties exclusively for Sony, but we're not just gonna work for Sony. We're not a Sony studio.
What I meant was, I was a little sad that we didn't see a new Ratchet and Clank. But to counter that, there's the movie coming out.
Yeah, exactly. So they're working hard on the movie, at least in terms of story.
Yeah.
So
my fears were, I was just like, oh, no Ratchet. Oh wait, they're doing the movie.
That's the thing, is they didn't. The only franchises that they're opening with more new franchises for the PlayStation 4 with Infamous and Killzone, as opposed to the tried and true ones of like a Jack and Daxter, which I mean. Take it back. That hasn't been made for a while. Ratchet and Clank,
Uncharted.
Yeah. But to think of what Uncharted's going to look like on a PlayStation 4.
Oh my lord!
3 was gorgeous in the desert. Oh,
but
dude.
With 4,
now we're just pontificating. Yeah. But it looks like. But both consoles are great.
Yep.
Xbox One is not a day one purchase.
Not
that seems to be the wide consensus among gamers, except for some dedicated few.
Yep.
Good on ya. We're not anti-console. There's just not a lot for us.
There's a lot.
And okay. We'll finish it like this. Top 3 game announcements that got you the most excited.
Okay.
No particular order. You don't have to rank them. Just 3.
I'm going to say Kingdom Hearts got me excited. I got excited for Battlefield 4.
Oh, excellent.
And I got oh my god, Watch Dogs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to say The Division.
Okay. If you told me top 5, Division would be in my top 5.
Yeah. Maybe we should go 5.
Okay.
So Division will share. Because I was trying to think, and I went, there's a lot more than 3.
Yeah. So Division would be my top 5, and then The Order 1886.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Would round up my top 5.
So in no particular order, The Division, Kingdom Hearts, gotta say Smash Brothers. Okay, I'll take Smash Brothers out because that's on everybody's list. Yeah, I mean, we didn't see anything, but Mirror's Edge 2, that was very, very exciting. That was bad. Titanfall.
Okay.
And Destiny.
Yeah, okay.
It's weird. I don't know when it happened, but I've started to appreciate the shooter genre more.
Okay.
Even though more, it seems like there aren't gonna be people focusing on the gun part of the gun games, which for obvious reasons. They're doing more to entice the open audience.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, Battlefield 4 is like 6 to 10 for me. But since I'm already familiar with the franchise, it's like it's not a no-brainer. It's a brainer.
It's a brainer. Yeah. It's like it's there. It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. I hope they give us an open beta.
Yeah.
Too much. Way too much. It's been fun.
Oh.
And I want to go back and rewatch all the interviews that have been on Rev3 Games and IGN and all that stuff. Thank you for coming.
I'm glad to help.
Well, what's great is we're gonna go from here and do another podcast for your network, cross promotion. If anybody wants to find Robby, give them your info.
Twitter.com/Robby Shuttles. If you want to
and info in the doobly doo.
Yeah, info in the if you want to find the Futon Alliance, which I represent, you can go to twitter.com/Futon Alliance. No the in there.
And what's the Twitch?
The Twitch is twitch.tv/the Futon Alliance.
Yeah, you got people who snagged the.
Yeah, it was. We had some funky times, but it's
you guys do gameplay. There's some. You guys have a StarCraft team now, right?
Yeah, we just announced a StarCraft team. We have a sponsor.
Yeah, which is great.
StarCraft team,
which is awesome. I know there are a couple of my subscribers like the
StarCrafts,
like the StarCrafts.
But yeah, I mean, we got it all, so we're here to interest you.
Yeah, exactly. They're there to entertain you. I'll put all the info down below. Yeah. You'll see the Futon cast that we're going to be on. aired yesterday, but you can go back and watch the recording, and
Yeah.
we're gonna just talk with more people.
Yeah.
And it was great to get some thoughts out before we go over there.
Because now I know what I'm going to talk about.
We can just bring it down. I want to really quick. I want to thank just while I have you, the Onslaught 6 and Neon Fox 43. Thank you for pointing at the microphone. Those guys are responsible for the song One Man Army, which I used for my Devil's Advocate video, which is awesome. It's about, I mean, Onslaught 6 is a great industrial metal. He's also got a great John Carpenter-esque soundtrack, which, if you like the music from Blood Dragon, is an instant buy. I think it's the John Carpenter EP.
I think that's what it's called.
Is what it's called. So I want to thank them and specifically Onslaught 6 for letting me use his music. And, I mean, for Mega Man, I had to use the Megas.
Oh, yeah.
Had to.
Oh, Megas.
Megas. They're going to be playing at CIA in July.
Ah! They're there during Comic-Con.
Oh, they are?
Yes, it's July 19th.
Oh, I thought it was the 16th.
No, online it says the 19th.
Oh, whatever. Okay, anyway.
So you can enjoy the Megas while...
Maybe if I don't win that damn raffle.
I know.
So, thank you for listening to Soapcast. If you liked this format, I'm going to do it again. I don't even give a damn what you think. Leave some comments down below about what you thought about this E3.
Down below.
You keep doing You're used to being on camera for Futon.
Am, yeah.
But thank you for listening. I'm Mark Donica.
I'm Robby Shuttleworth.
We'll see you next time.
Adios.
You're always the adios type.
I know.
Whatever.
Whatevs.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever.